Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Devil May Cry 3. Before we get into Mission 7, let's go ahead and pick up a blue orb and air hike for Agni and Rudra, so we'll have that double jump no matter which loadout we're using. Still gonna be rocking Rebellion along with Agni and Rudra, and we're ready to go for Mission 7. So off camera, I leveled up Swordmaster to level 2, which unlocks a new move with each weapon. Specifically a forward and circle while locked on. With Agni and Rudra, it shoots out that firestorm, and with Rebellion here, it pins enemies with the sword, and Dante can kick when he's swordless. You can either do it on the ground, or you can do it from the air for that dive kick you saw. So first of all, we want to go downstairs here all the way to the bottom floor to get a key item into the Divine Library, kind of reminiscent of that library where I think you get the shotgun in DMC 1. And we have a new enemy. He doesn't get his own cutscene introduction, which I kind of miss. They abandoned that convention in a few places here in DMC 3. Damned Pawns. Here I'm showing off a very useful trick called jump canceling. You've noticed before that you can jump off of enemies' heads, right? That can reset any of the things that you can normally do in the air, like your one wall hike that you get or your one air hike. It can also let you cancel an attack animation into a jump or into another attack repeatedly. And there are some really advanced applications for that. But for now, it's just doing basic stuff like using jump cancel to spam multiple helm breakers or aerial crosses. It can be a little bit tough, but it's very rewarding and it's worth practicing because it's a useful trick to have in your arsenal. The most common jump cancel loop is for Killer B, which we'll get later on, because it's quite easy to do with that move. Some more advanced applications involve launching enemies and then keeping them in the air, keeping them air comboed pretty much indefinitely by repeatedly jump canceling. For instance, the first hit of Aerial Raid, or other attacks that keep you close to the enemy or move you back into position to jump off of them. Adds an extra degree of flexibility to the combo system. This blue orb up here is a giant pain in the ass to get, so I think I'm going to skip that one. It's just tricky platforming, and nobody likes platforming in Devil May Cry. Got a couple more damned pawns over here. Really nothing to write home about with these enemy types yet. They come from a different family of enemies, much in the same way that the lusts and the prides and all that, the 7 deadly sin enemies, are all from the Hell Demon family. These are from the Damned family. If I remember correctly, all of the Damned enemies are chess-themed. We have pawns, we have knights, I believe there are rooks, etc., etc. We don't use vital stars because the ranking at the end, the style ranking, penalizes you for using items. So we generally don't use those. No reason to incur that penalty. This time we get a new cutscene to introduce a new enemy type. Greed. I hate greeds. You can use them to farm for style points, but it's honestly not worth it. They are summoner enemies. Here they'll only summon prides. Later on, they're gonna summon lusts. I think they can summon gluttony, which are the sand-based enemies. Ah! So it's coming down, he knocked me away with a big coffin. Oh, that's not quite what I wanted. The pole was in the way. So before you even bother focusing on the prides that they summon, you might as well just get the greeds out of the way. Otherwise, the waves of enemies will just keep coming indefinitely. That's the thing that makes them kind of useful if you want to farm style points, but again, not worth it. You can just wait until a couple of later missions where it's really, really easy to farm style points and level up your styles. So we get the Siren Shriek. It calms raging flames. And there's a spot in the game where we have seen raging flames at the base of the tower. This combat adjudicator with the red flames is for Rebellion. It has 7 flames, which indicates we need the highest style rating in order to break it, and that is triple S. So the rule of thumb, as these get harder, is that you'll keep pushing the style meter up as long as you're rotating through about 3 moves. The more combos and moves you have for a weapon means you have more to switch between, so it's generally just better. Obviously, that means Swordmaster makes these a little bit easier to break. So, with Rebellion, you have your 3 basic combos. You have your Stinger, you have High Time, you have Helmbreaker, and then you add in Swordmaster and you get access immediately to Prop Shredder and Aerial Rave. Plus, more stuff once you get to level 2 and 3. So that's plenty of stuff to cycle between. And that's really what the combat adjudicators are testing, is your proficiency with a bunch of different moves for your weapon. And it's making sure that you can adequately vary all of that stuff up in the midst of combat. So this elevator is a convenient shortcut back down to the base of the tower after we did all that ascending and we went through all of those difficult rooms. And we're now at the Raging Flames. So we use the Siren Shriek and suddenly access to a new wing of the tower. In general, I just really like the way this tower is laid out. I almost like it more than the castle. I like the mood and the atmosphere of the castle a bit more. It feels a little more like an entity, like it used to be lived in. Whereas the tower just feels like a series of video game levels, and that's my only gripe against it. But the actual level design and the layout of it, I like a whole bunch, especially with all the shortcuts. If you don't know it from all my Dark Souls LPs, I'm kind of a sucker for the shortcut porn. Big steel ball descends from the ceiling. There is a key item that we need inside. So we need to break this open. The easiest way to do that is by hopping on top of it and slash it away. You can also stay on the ground floor, but it's a little bit easier. It's a little bit harder from the ground floor to get those hits in that you need, especially with the wrecking ball moving around. Crystal Skull. That's for a statue we passed by in that long spiraling staircase with all of the damned pawns in it. But before we get there, we have, frankly, an irritating amount of greeds to deal with. Made all the more irritating by the fact that these ones are summoning lusts. And lusts never like to behave. And that's all coupled with the fact that you can't really clear the lusts out while you're trying to deal with the greeds. You kind of just have to be on your toes with avoiding those slashes. And you still, like, once the greed is dead, it's not like all of the enemies that he summons despawn or anything, so you still have to deal with clearing them out. Ah. Man. That was my fault for not reading it and getting stuck in an animation. Generally, most of the Devil May Cry animations are cancelable, but there is a window to cancel them. If you get too deep into an animation, sometimes you will lose the opportunity to cancel it prematurely. There are other animations that you just flat out cannot cancel, that you have to complete the animation, so you have to be wary of that in combat and kind of know your move list. I couldn't tell if he was leaping back. That's definitely one. Yeah, Stinger's not fully cancelable. There we go. I think that's the last greed. So we just have to clean up all of the lusts. Oh, I would have really appreciated one of them dropping some health. because this is dangerously low. Even if the boss coming up is easy, still not so comfortable with this. So now we take our elevator shortcut back up. And oh no, there's one more greed room. And it's the hardest one in this mission. Yeah, I really need health. I need it pretty bad. I have to pass through it. Uh-oh. I think I can get health in that room. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's this room. The room where the greeds first appeared. I think there's health somewhere in here. Things get too dicey, I'll go around the room trying to get it. What kind of enemies do they spawn is the question. If it's just prides, I'm not that worried about it. That first greed didn't seem to get anything off. Yeah, it's just prides. Okay, I'm not that worried about it. If I take another one of those, though. One of these caskets. One of them. This one? Please. Yeah, okay. That's substantial. I can work with that. I can definitely work with that. No, I got caught up on whatever that is. Candelabra? Okay. That's a little bit unmanageable, but not too bad. Still something else in this room. Oh yeah, I forgot about you. This is where the Hellwraith becomes a standard enemy. Still packing a decent amount of health, too. Similar amount of health to when we fought him as a mini-boss back in Mission 2. Exact same behaviors and attack patterns, too. So we're going to try to finish these with the style attack on the ground for Agni and Rudra, because that does substantial amounts of damage. Not too worried about style rating for this one particular fight. Just trying to end it quickly before I take any more damage. 4 bars of health. Nah. I mean, that's doable for the boss. But it's pushing it. It's on the edge. Leaves not too much room for error. So what I think I'll do is I'll backtrack for that blue orb. Because if I remember right, I have 3 out of 4 blue orb fragments. So if I get one more, I'll get the health upgrade and that will refill me. This jump is such a pain in the ass. What am I? The jump is so tricky. That didn't even have the effect I was looking for. Apparently I wasn't at 3 out of 4. So... okay, yeah, I guess I'll fight him with this health. No problem. No problem. He's not properly motivated yet. So I think it'll be fine. If this was Dante Must Die, I'd be a little bit more worried because he gains an extra attack and it happens to be a hard one to dodge, but as is, it's a pretty simple fight. Nice, familiar moonlit setting on the outskirts of the tower. Yeah, you all should have seen it coming. It's been a little bit, but we finally get our first rival battle against our brother Vergil. At the top of the tower, getting ready to recreate the cutscene from the opening of the game. Ah, it's a perfect setting.
You showed up.
You sure know how to throw a party. No food, no drinks, and the only babe just left.
My sincerest apology, brother. I was so eager to see you, I couldn't concentrate on preparations for the bash.
Whatever. At any rate, it's been a whole year since we last met. How about a kiss from your little brother? Or better yet, how about a kiss from this? So, this is what they call a heartwarming family reunion, eh?
You got that right.
So Vergil 1 is no Nello Angelo. Except on Dante Must Die, where he starts using summoning swords, the attack that, if you're familiar with DMC 1, Nello Angelo 3 uses. Surrounds you with all those glowing swords and crowns you. Oh yeah, that's my favorite call out he does in his fight. Now I'm motivated. He does that at low health on Dante Must Die. He's got one desperation attack he does in this fight on any other difficulty though, and it's a cakewalk. So once he goes reeling back like that, you don't want to attack him anymore, because he'll parry your next attack automatically. So you want to straight up just avoid him and counterattack. I am suspending my double jump in midair with an air attack, so I fall just after his last attack in his combo. Oh, I love that judgment cut, it's so cool! Your window of opportunity is between his last attack and him sheathing the sword. If you wait until after he sheaths the sword, he'll again start parrying you. And of course he does the cool... He does a cool sword twirl to deflect your bullets. Now that he's low on health, you'll see that, oh, it hasn't quite happened yet. When is that gonna happen? You have to see it sooner or later.
This may be fun.
There we go. Look at his hair. It's, fallen down from the rain. That indicates that he is in his enraged phase, or his second phase, where he just starts throwing out those ranged judgment cuts.
Why do you refuse to gain power? The power of our father, Sparta.
Father? I don't have a father. I just don't like you, that's all.
Foolishness, Dante. Foolishness. Might controls everything, and without strength, you cannot protect anything, let alone yourself. Sparta cast will be broken. I see a devil inside you has awakened as well.
Wait. We should leave. For the moment, we have all that we need.
The thing that Vergil does with the bullets in the cutscene? Perfection. I didn't know if I liked Vergil that much when I first played this until I saw that. Then I was on board. He's so fucking sick. That's gonna do it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.